All right. Hopefully everybody's back. Hopefully we're back on here. Hopefully you can hear me. If we have any more problems, you'll just have to deal with it. I got guys on the line now that are trying to get in different places in North Carolina now to take your stuff. Hang on a second here. It's live radio here. Here's what we can get for you guys. All right, everybody. Sorry about that. We got guys out there right now taking supplies. Enforcer, if you're on here, you're about to get a phone call. Answer it. It's not me. It's help trucks. Anyway, so sorry about this, guys. Live radio, it's all crazy. You know, when you're doing this stuff, everybody says, oh, you got to be digital. Got to be digital. Got to be digital. And I hate digital crap. Ridiculous. Anyway, we'll get back on track here. So anyways, all this crap going on in North Carolina, we got trucks in there now. And when I told you that America is waking up, they're waking up because now what's happening, whether they like it or not, there is so many supplies now that we're pumping in there. When I tell you we mobilized in less than 24 hours, and we're still doing, just to give you an idea of what's going down. And I'm so sorry about that. He just called and I had to answer it. Is what we're doing is we're taking in, of course, water. We're taking in bottles of water, but not just bottles of water. We're taking in 5 gallon, the great big huge 5 gallon deals of water, several thousands of gallons of water we're taking in there. Of course, food. We're also taking in medicine, Benadryl, because people were saying that bees were getting them and all this other stuff. So we're taking Benadryl, even for spider bites, all these things, bandages. Also, we're even taking defibrillators out there for people that the stress of it may hurt them. I mean, seriously, you got to think of everything. Taking knives, anything you can think of. It's hauling down out there. First thing this morning. Was mobilized everybody mobilized right outside. It was Johnson City, Tennessee, and everybody was splitting off and going different directions. They're already in North Carolina now, and by the end of this evening, everything should be dropped, and they'll be headed back home to pick up another load. And it's, okay. Pick up another load and head back out. So those of you that did give and have given, I mean, we greatly appreciate it. One thing that has been happening with several people is when they have Cash Apps, and Cash App has actually been stopping payments on them because now they're figuring out that people, and I don't know why in the hell they're doing that. It's stupid because there's a lot of money flowing through Cash App right now for people with these storm deals, and they're stepping in and trying to just stop the money. If you're all still having problems listening, you can go to the radio and listen. But I'm done with the chat. So, so much going on. But like I said, I contacted the Honorable Dan Bishop's office. I contacted the Washington office, and that's where I got my contacts. And then not only that, then this morning I got another phone call. Actually, probably about an hour before I came on the radio, and it's funny how people act. I'm nobody, and this show is just it's just a small network of us patriots and those Make America Great people, and how you can intimidate certain people just by you listen to them. So when this guy called me, his name was Mickey. Now, I doubt Mickey listens to this show. Mickey was one of the people that called me back that works for the representative that's in D.C. And not only that, after I told Mickey who I was, he's like, "Oh gosh, I don't want people to know my name." Okay, Fruit Loop, everybody's gonna know your name, Mickey, because what he wanted to do was backtrack on what the representative was saying. Bishop, Dan Bishop. And what he was saying, I don't want my name on anything. Because after he told me all this stuff, I said, well, by the way, we have a radio show and blah, 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 blah. It's DC Live Intel. And he goes, well, I don't want my name on the show. I don't want that. Well, Mickey, and he wouldn't even give him his last name. But who cares? Mickey's famous right now. And so I asked him. He got very, very nervous with me. Very, very nervous. Because I asked questions. Because when he calls, he says, I just wanted to call you and I want to refer you to do this. Okay, this is where I'm at. And I think a lot of Americans are this way. When the government says, this is what I think you should do, I think you're full of crap. I'm not going to do nothing that they're asking me to do like that. And his version of it is, well, why don't you contact Samaritan's Purse or the Salvation Army and do with that? And I said, well, wait a minute. If we do the Salvation Army, any money or we give or anything that we give, they're going to take a percentage off it. Well, I can neither deny, listen, I can neither confirm or deny that. That's his answer. And I was like, okay, so now I've read Mickey. I've read his mail just listening to him, and I see where his confidence is and where he's at, and I see that he's just a puppet, a fruity puppet, and it's crazy. And so I said, well, by the way, Mickey, there's a lot of things going around, and yesterday the word was that no, they're not. The government's not coming in and stepping in and trying to take land, and if people do, that it's actually people that have no business up there. Because the government will not just walk up to your door and say, hey, by the way, we're taking your land, get out of here. It ain't going to happen like that. And he says, well, we've heard reports too. I'm sure you have, Mickey, you dumbass. I've heard reports too, and we've gotten several. Let me put this in perspective for you. A lot of y'all hate my imitations, but Jesus, I don't care. So here's Mickey. Hey, Mickey, this is my name's DC.
Oh, hi, DC. How you doing today?
Well, we got some problems, Mickey.
Well, can I help you with those problems?
Sure, Mickey. Okay, yeah. So we're hearing that people are being threatened that if they don't leave their property, they'll be forcibly removed by the police, or that the government is taking over their property.
Oh, gosh. We've had so many reports on that today, and oh, gosh. I can't even, I just can't confirm or deny at this point, if people's actually being asked to leave and their land's being confiscated.
You got to be freaking joking me. Call Samaritan's Purse or the Salvation Army. Kiss my butt. But what I'm seeing, and this is what I'm saying today, it should be very encouraging to you. Very encouraging to you. Because even though we're in disaster, we have so many people out right now. Let me tell you something. If America would have just turned on its back with England or with any other country, they just ran over us and controlled us. Donald Trump said this, and my guys that I talked to this morning and last night, I said, let me tell you something. You guys are not doing this for me. You're doing it for America. We are bringing the backbone back to America. Mickey.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, I'm saying you have a backbone. We're bringing the backbone back to America. We're making America great again is what we're doing. Yes, we've had a horrible disaster take place. Yes, let me tell you something. It's so heart-wrenching. Last night I said, what can because I've talked to so many different people, and I talked to one good volunteer fire department, and I said, what can we bring that is really a major necessity besides water and food? And he said, body bags. Body bags. Bring us body bags. Well, I mean, you just can't go to Walmart and buy body bags. So I contacted several funeral homes, and they were like, hey, we don't keep like thousands of them on hand. Because when I ask, how many do we need of these body bags? Well, we could start with 1,000. Did you just hear what I said? You can start with 1,000. But meanwhile, Mickey in D.C. could give a rat's ass about these people. 9 times out of 10, he's voting for Kamala. He could care less. But we need body bags now. Because, and I've seen the videos, I've seen it, and every one of these guys that's going out that I've talked to this morning and last night, everybody, they're all documenting video and pictures as much as they can, because we're going to show it to you. We're going to show America what's happened in America, and not only that, what this administration that's that's here now is supposedly doing. Maybe somebody should just contact the Ukrainian president and say, hey, would you ask for money, for help for us here in America? Because the only thing a Biden does is stick his nose up your crack. And in Kamala, same thing with her. Whatever Joe tells her to do or Jill tells her to do, she's doing. Maybe that's, but we're giving $8 billion away and they got more that's going out. Meanwhile, we're going to give these FEMA people that go to FEMA and do their application, $750, and a lot of them are being turned away. You want to know why they're being turned away? Listen, because there's not enough funds there. Think of that. The federal government has totally kicked America in the balls multiple times, and we have had it. We've had it. When I tell you there's a mobilization of people that ain't going to take the sheriffs going, hey, you need to get out of here. They're going to tell them to go blank off. They're going to. Because I've got rednecks. I've got boys that ain't afraid. Well, I got men that ain't afraid of these boys out there in uniform, or these boys out there that have a power trip because they're on a fire department that need their butt fired. Of course, that guy got himself fired. But that's what we got. But the America that I see today is the America that's building back stronger. You know how it builds back stronger? No, this ain't an Obama kick. This is how we build back stronger. When we see, I told you from the day one when all this crap went down with this storm, America does not need to wait on FEMA. We need to go rescue our own and help our own rebuild. Yeah, it'd be great if some big billionaire steps in, oh, we're going to pay for everything. But that ain't the way it works. The way it works today is we the people. Everybody say that. We the people. It starts with me. It starts with you. And just this little bit of people that we have in this network of the DC realm here, we have made massive impacts. Massive. Do you understand? Because of your giving. Now, I'm not giving you a ploy to give more. I'm just telling you what people want. I'm going to give you transparency. What you're giving tonight will feed thousands of people. You're feeding thousands of people. You're giving water, clean water, not water that's been in sewage, pumping back out for people to try to drink. Our government is fired. They're fired. Take your $750 and stick it up your FEMA butt and go back home and tell your boss, Joe Biden, that America doesn't want you. We don't want it. We don't even need it. America, this administration has bankrupted us. When FEMA is struggling to give a family $750. Do you hear me? But we have given migrants thousands, millions of dollars has went into that crap hole. All these illegals. This should do one thing to you, make you more and more and more ready to vote Trump. Amen. Praise the Lord. Bishop DC. Yeah. Rumble is horrible today. It's not even where I think it's where there's storms out there. But anyway. But America has finally woke up, because what I'm telling you, people are mobilizing everywhere. People are going to, we're stopping at places. Guy called me this morning and said, hey, man, we stopped at so-and-so here. I was like, okay, gassing up, getting gas, because right now there's hardly any diesel down in North Carolina. They can get it, or in Tennessee into North Carolina. It's all crazy. And who wants it when it's been soaked up in water, right? And he said, not only that, we're pulling up to the stores, and they have signs on the front, and there's actually Pissed Off Nation actually posted one too. Signs on the front of the store says, any donations we take in here go directly to feeding and taking care of the North Carolina people, or the people that have been affected by the storm. Not one dime will go to FEMA or the government. What they set up to keep us, down, America comes back strong. There's nothing like a resilient man or woman in America. And I'm talking resilience. I'm talking about they don't give a crap whether there's a tree out there. We'll get out there and we'll figure out a way to move it and get rid of it. And if it's someone that needs food or water, we're going to find a way to get to it. If it's by horse, if it's by four-wheeler, if it's even by a freaking mule, or if we just have to put it on our back and carry it up the mountain, we do it. That's what we do. We are sending the loudest message in this moment and in this hour of history. You point at your chest. You are in a pivotal moment in history right now. Right now. We're making a difference. No, people haven't rebuilt yet. There's still people without. But there's 13 trucks coming out there right now. Several of them. Do you understand? We even started out with more than that this morning. Way more than that. It's only possible by people that have helped us do it. In less than 24 hours, we was able to mobilize, finance, and put it into action and have them out on the ground this morning. Think of that. Think of that. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. We live in America where our own country will not come for us when we're in need. But in the wisdom of Kamala, I'm going to play you this. And when I heard this, I don't see how in the world. Let me just say this: if you're African American, or you are a white, poor family, kids run around barefoot all the time, don't have any money for shoes. I'm not knocking anybody. I'm making a point here. Or you have legal people here that are any kind of minority. Let's just say that. Oh, wait, everybody gets their pans wet there. And she makes we're talking about the storm. How are we going to fix this problem with the storm, with all these people without? And here's what she says.
It is our lowest income communities and our communities of color that are most impacted by these extreme conditions and impacted by issues that are not of their own making. And so women. Absolutely. And so we have to address this.
issues by not their own making. Let me ask you a question. Where the hell is she going with this? Because it don't make sense. It just doesn't make any sense, she's saying.
In a way that is about giving resources based on equity, understanding that we fight for equality, but we also need to fight for equity, understanding not everyone starts out at the same place.
Okay, hang on a second. Is it just me? Is it just me? Or did she just, I mean, we're talking about what we're going to do for people that's been affected by the storm. She is no different than Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton. They're race baiters. Everything they frickin' say comes back to the race card.
Well, you know, if you live in a poor area, you know, and you're black, you're going to have these problems.
I mean, seriously, shut the frick up.
And if we want people to be equal, sometimes we have to take into account those disparities, and do
those disparities. And I say it all the time. We are all a little bit dumber for listening to her, but at the same time, how in the world could you vote for somebody that when they don't look at you as a human being? They don't even look at you as a fellow brother or sister. They look at you as someone that always suffers because of the color. And of course, Joe Biden, you know, he's still null and void. I have to be careful what I say. There's a lot of ears listening today. But he makes me sick. He makes me sick. Absolutely sick. When I tell you that there's a lot of people being mobilized, I'm going to play you clips here. I want you to listen carefully, and then we're going to lead you up to some positive stuff. I promise you. Of course, I've seen that the Dustin Waycaster was actually relieved of his duty, and he needed to be. And when all this is over, he's be lucky to even get a job as a door greeter at Walmart because he don't handle people. And here's the thing. Doesn't matter what you believe or what you think. The government is worthless and is broken. And it has proven to us over and over and over. I mean, in just the past week. If you didn't believe it up before that, there's no way in your right mind you can't believe it now. And these people that sit back and go, well, this is the best economy we've ever had. What a dumb ox. I mean, seriously, how stupid. What's the best we've ever had? Groceries are down. Gas is down. They're so stupid. I just don't know. Anyway, I'm going to play a couple things here. What's happening? And I told you, there's actually bodies, there's headstones, there's caskets. I mean, straight all over mountains and valleys, and still floating around. And that's why they were asking for body bags. I will play you this real quick here. Of course, you know, somebody, they put it on TikTok. I just got to play it for you. This is that Dustin Caster. They actually called him up and left him a message on his voicemail, and it's pretty funny.
Mr. Dustin Waycaster, just want to make sure that you're not turning private pilots away from rescuing people. I tell you, that's a bad idea. You might want to reconsider who your alliance is with.
That's where we are in America. You have pissed us off. You just aggravated us to the end. And we're done with it. We're done with it. We can no longer sit back and let our own do this, go through these things. Yeah, Rumble's doing stupid stuff. Anyways, here we go. Go pull up here and let you hear some of these later.
Honestly, I don't know how you did not have a formal press conference.
She's talking about Biden-Harris administration. Why they've not done anything.
Something from either President Biden or Kamala Harris. I mean, how do you not say anything for 4 days? They've been stranded for 4 days, and this is the first we've heard from them at all. FEMA is not on the ground there at all. They are not in these cities, not in these towns, and not in these villages.
Does your relative have food? Does she have water? Does she have medication she needs?
They have a minimal amount of water. They have a minimal amount of food. They were able to get slightly down the mountain to get a little bit of gas, but they haven't been able to cut their way out yet.
When you say cut their way out, what do you mean?
There's trees down. You have to have chainsaws out there to get the trees out of the roads, and that is if the mudslides didn't take the roads out completely. I can not even tell you how many families, even here outside of Charlotte, that are looking for their loved ones up in that area. No one knows anything.
FEMA is sort of out there now, if you want to call it that. It's just a few people. But when I tell you there's a lot of people mobilized, we'll play you this here. Listen to this. This guy here is trying to get hotels for people, and here's what.
No way. They are directly into our ability to conduct missions and operations. And I'm not going to disparage anybody because we are trying to work within partner relationships, both government and non-government entities within state and federal and county. I went to a couple of people into a hotel last night, and they have a security guard at the hotel. And I said, "Oh, we're so sorry. The entire hotel has been booked for federal employees." And I was like, "No, I have people who was pulled out of a mountain that are living out in the hills, and there's not a place for me to put them because we have federal employees that stay in the hotel." I slept in this white car last night. I smell like foot and death right now, as does every single person on our team. Not a single one of us slept. We got done maybe at 3 o'clock. The moment the sun up, we could fly helicopters again. We were back in the air and not stopped. And I was like on the fence about trying to get on this program or not. I want people to understand how incredible this organization is, Save Our Allies, all the work that all of these volunteers are doing. But people, this is biblical level devastation. This is apocalyptic, the thing that we see out there.
That's coming from someone and his group that he's talking about. These guys are retired special forces. The guy that you just heard talking is the guy that got Saddam Hussein. When I tell you America has woke up, well, let me just rephrase that. The government has disturbed a bear, and it's called America. And we are at the rescue now. We are proving every day, every hour, every moment that we can do this without the government. We are doing it. We have, sorry. It's been a crazy day with Rumble. It's just jumping all over the place. It's just and then YouTube just got shut down. So I don't care. Anyway, play this here.
But it's a look in her eyes that I can't forget. Last night, somebody was at the river and was looking at destruction. We're upside down, and saw how many costumes floating down a river, and then she saw faces and realized they were costumes. She said, "I've seen bodies and I'm not okay with that." And then somebody called and said, "When is somebody going to come collect all the bodies that have piled up along the embankment of the river?" And then a man called saying, "I need 911 at my house." Somebody said, "Why, are you okay?" And he said, "Yes, I'm okay." But I opened my front door, and there are several bodies in my front yard. This is the stuff I'm having a hard time with. I want to make it better for everybody, and I can't do anything. So anyway, these tears weren't about us, and I didn't mean to cry, but I can't talk about this without this. And I'm sure because the emotional stress that we're under right now is beyond anything we've experienced. So anyway, just checking in to let you know we're okay. We still were at the house where we get the water. We're going to do a community in our neighborhood today. Yesterday we made pizza and took it to several neighbors. Today we're putting cheese and have our stuff together, and we're going to take it to neighbors. Just everybody, little cups, just a kind of lighten the spirits with some spirits. And then our neighbors, the sellers, invited us over for spaghetti, so we're going to go there after the happy hour.
After all this is over, after everybody kind of picked themselves back up, these people are going to need they need some counselors out there. Not somebody to feed up a bunch of medicine, but they need people to sit there and just listen to them. Don't judge them. Don't go, well, let me tell you about my scenario. No, listen. Listen. You realize the mental side of this, how that in itself has messed people up. And it'll be the way the rest of their life. Why? Because of what they've seen and heard.